Hey, welcome to Working Class Rich. My name is Starsky Inspires. Today we're talking about the big buyout or the attempted buyout by UPS and their drivers. So we're going to get into that today, man, because this is a touchy subject and it's a subject we need to talk about. Let's go.
I ain't working free. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to get rich.
Okay, this year UPS has offered a voluntary buyout for its full-time drivers as part of its network restructuring, right? So there's a lot that goes on with that. I got it printed out here. I'll try to get a PDF for those for you to have a copy of this online, or you can go and look online uh, and get your copy. But this offer includes a severance package. It includes eligibility, eligibility. It includes a application period, separation dates. There are union responses, UPS reckoning, and different things like that. So the eligibility. Why can't I say that word right now? Eligibility is for the full-time drivers, right? Drivers that's been there in excess of 5+ years. That's what I'm believing when I'm looking at this. And the application period is from the 18th of this month to the 31st is when I believe that they'll have an opportunity to accept the buyout or not. So we're going to be looking at some reactions from people who are employees. We're going to be looking at what the news say, and we're going to be looking at some people who standing on the sidelines kind of giving their opinions as to what uh, to really see what's going on with this buyout, because I'm not a UPS employee, but I'm sympathetic to what they are going through with this buyout, given the fact that UPS has experienced some serious transitions, especially with the account with Amazon, right? So, and then on top of that, uh, many of the I think the UPS drivers are union, and that's the part hmm that's going to be touchy. But let's get into this reaction, and let's kind of really start getting into some of the details of what this buyout is really about.
Now we're going to turn to UPS announcing layoffs for 20,000 workers and the closing of some facilities. Rebecca Jarvis is back with the big picture. Good morning again, Rebecca.
Yeah, nice to see you, Michael. And these are big job cuts coming to UPS. The company announcing that they will lay off those 20,000 workers and close a number of facilities as it dramatically reduces shipments of Amazon packages, something that's been in the works for quite some time. Like so many companies recently, though, UPS also saying it won't be able to forecast future guidance given the current macroeconomic uncertainty with tariffs. Railroad companies, trucking, airline, and shipping companies have all felt significant slowdowns recently, with U.S. companies effectively sitting on their hands waiting to see how long and how impactful President Trump's tariffs will be on their businesses. Shippers experienced this surge in traffic early in the year as U.S. businesses raced to get ahead of the tariffs and stockpile merchandise and supplies. And now we have this ongoing uncertainty. The more of it that we see, the longer it lasts, the more concerned economists are that it will lead to further job cuts at all sorts of companies, Robin.
Okay, and we're going to have more from you in just a little bit.
Yes.
Okay, Rebecca.
Well, it's happened. They talked about the UPS buyout today, which honestly is a joke. Anybody that takes it is out of their mind. I feel like if you're about to retire or something like that, it might be worth it, but they're offering us $1,800 per year that you've worked, which is nuts. I've been with UPS for 10 years. Like, that's a slap in the face for everything that we've worked for. So do not fall for that. If you are a driver, don't take it, don't do it. It's ridiculous. You are worth so much more than that. Know your worth. Always know your worth.
They just
Right.
offered me the severance package, and it's an absolute joke. $1,800 a month per year of service that you've been working here. which for me would times 24 years would add up to about $43,200. You know how fast you can blow through $43,000? That's not even a down payment on a house. I live in Northern California. It's an absolute joke. I don't see anybody that I don't think anybody should take it. Just hang on to it. Let them lay you off and collect your unemployment. Let them, you will be the first one to get hired in peak season. Keep your seniority date, collect your unemployment. We got to force this on them, dude. Like, they're trying to get out of the contract. And it's not because it's not a bad one. They just want more money. It's just straight up corporate greed. That's what it is. Don't do it. The only people I can see that this making sense for is somebody that's already been eligible for retirement. And they just been hanging on. This might push some of the more senior guys out of the top, but if you're not eligible for retirement yet, and there's a simple formula to figure that out, then don't take it. The formula to figure out your retirement is time worked plus age. If that equals 80, then you are eligible for retirement. And for me, that'll be when I'm 49. 49 plus 31 years of service, because I've been here since I was 18. That's 49 years old. I'll be eligible for retirement. So I got another 7 years before that happens. And it's a third of a year's pay. 43,000, 1/3 of 1 year's pay. That absolutely ridiculous. Nobody take that. Force their hand. Force them to lay you off and collect your unemployment. And then just wait your turn. Keep your seniority date. Absolutely ridiculous.
Well, I got it. I got the form. The UPS buyout form. And I got it. I've been there less than 25 years, less than 20 years. And I got it. I've been there with the company close to 10, driving 6. But if this is what they think we're worth, like how hard it was to get there as a driver, just to see those numbers, that's a slap in the face, man. Slap in the face.
And that's a wrap, Jack. UPS is offering buyouts to drivers for the first time in 117 years. And you can thank tech and AI for that one. So UPS said on Thursday that it's offering buyouts to full-time US delivery drivers as a part of the company's largest network reconfiguration ever. They went on to say, for the first time ever, in recognition of these unique circumstances, we are looking to offer our full-time U.S. drivers the opportunity to participate in a voluntary program that would provide an opportunity to receive a generous financial package if they choose to leave UPS. You should never sell out. But don't worry, the financial package that'll be available to the drivers will be in addition to any earned retirement benefits, including pension and healthcare. Trying to make it sweet. Now, the company added that each driver would have the ability to decide if this voluntary program is beneficial to their family and the plans they have for their future. Oh, how nice. Teamsters aren't having it. President Sean M. O'Brien said UPS's buyout plan is an illegal violation of the contract the union struck with the company that undercuts its agreement to create 22,500 more jobs. Yep, that's not happening. So I guess UPS said in late April that it would cut around 20,000 jobs this year as a part of a plan to lower costs and improve efficiency. So UPS's network optimization plan, called Network of the Future, envisions closing 200 sortation centers over 5 years and increasing automation for handling packages. Dozens of facilities have already been consolidated in the past year. Oh boy. So here's the real reason. So this whole thing is a multi-billion-dollar initiative focused on modernizing and automating its logistics network to improve efficiency and reduce costs, make more money and pay people less. This involves consolidating facilities, increasing automation, and integrating advanced technologies like RFID, AI, and robotics. They're even using digital twins. A digital twin's a virtual representation of a real-world entity or system, like a physical object, process, or even a person. It's essentially a digital replica that mirrors the physical twin, allowing for simulation, analysis, and optimization in a virtual environment. Yeah, if you think your job's safe, you might want to go and look and see what AI is capable of, because obviously it can do pretty much anything.
Let's take a look at a UPS driver's pay stub. Now, before we begin, you will see here that I am talking to you on a 30-minute unpaid lunch. There's a couple things I want to know. One, union members with UPS are paid weekly, so these numbers are going to reflect a weekly paycheck. The second thing I want to talk about with this pay stub is I don't want to mention it in any ill-mannered way. I simply love when I come across content creators who share their pay stubs of their different working field and their transparency of how their wages are broken down. Jumping right into it, I did cross out some information, but you can see my name right there across the top. You can see that this is for 1 week, and we have a total earnings of $2,004.98, taxes of $487.49, total deductions of $204.25, with a net take home for the week of $1,313.24. Now, of course, I'm not just going to show you the big numbers, I'm going to show you the breakdown. So let's take a look at the hourly breakdown of how those numbers come to be. Here's an individual breakdown of those hours. There at the top, you can see our current pay rate of $44.26 per hour. And as you go down the list, you can see our regular overtime as well as production bonus. As you get down to the bottom, you see total hours worked of 42.76 hours. If you go a little bit further, you can see the year-to-date totals of 1,735 hours for a total of $76,243 for the year. There you go.
That's good.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Yes,
That's
it's
good.
true. Top-rate UPS drivers make $45 an hour. I still don't know why everyone is so shocked. That's not even that much money nowadays. It's a career, not a job. A career, you need to be able to afford to live. A job is, for example, McDonald's starter-up job for high schoolers. UPS is a career. You get benefits, pension, everything. But really, if you factor in inflation, it's probably only around $85,000 a year, which is about the average for a household to be able to afford life. I definitely am thankful for it, but there are better jobs out there. That's what I'm so confused. I'm shocked. Like 45 is kind of average.
Yes, I've had some folks ask me, yo, Teamster Teacher, what's your thoughts on these UPS buyouts? One must first remind themselves of two things. One, what is the point of a business? That answer is profit. That's the number one interest. Everybody knows that. It's no secret. The second thing, what's the best and quickest way to do that? We've talked about that before. It's called workforce manipulation. So they do that in two ways to manipulate the workforce. You can thin the workforce by trying to get rid of people, or speed the workforce up, make them go faster. So I think a better question is, what is the interest of the company to propose this buyout? And if you just paid attention to the first half of the video, I think you might guess my answer is that the interest of them is to minimize the workforce by way of buyouts, by not consulting the union in order to thin that said workforce to generate more profit, moving higher paid guys out and lower paid guys in. I also think that other than minimizing the workforce, there's another reason here. It's a little bit more coded and probably less direct, but dividing the workforce. Have you noticed all the infighting that's already taken place when we need to be redirecting that focus onto the company and their motives? That's more important to me. My question to you guys is, do you think the company is doing this out of the goodness of their hearts, or is there a profit motive here for them?
For the first time in its history, UPS will offer buyouts to its delivery drivers. Those brown truck drivers are among the highest paid delivery drivers in the country. The 117-year-old company is trying to find places to save money due to flat business, rising labor costs, and a long slump in the company's stock price. UPS employs around 330,000 delivery drivers, clerks, and package handlers. The full-time drivers are eligible for a buyout and can keep their earned retirement benefits, including pensions and health care. In a statement, Teamsters President Sean O'Brien said UPS is trying to weasel its way out of creating good union jobs here in America by dangling insulting buyouts in front of Teamsters drivers. It is an illegal violation of our national contract. UPS responded, saying in part, "We have approached the Teamsters on this topic and remain committed to the agreements we reached in 2023 as part of our contract negotiations."
You know, there are some lifers at UPS that only works in a warehouse. Like in my warehouse, we have multiple people that have been here 20, 25, 30 years, and they only want the benefits of working at UPS. They either work full-time at another job, or they have a spouse that's working full-time at another job. But their sole purpose for being at UPS is just the benefits. Now, like I said in my previous video, in all likelihood, you're not going to come in and get a job right away as a driver. So be prepared to sit in the warehouse, wait your turn. The years really do fly by when you work in the warehouse. If you have another job, stick with your other job. But in the long term, you can't beat UPS benefits at all. The benefits are what made me stay. The pay is excellent. Like, I'm outdoors. I enjoy being outdoors. I had the opportunity of being a supervisor, manager / whatever for another company. I decided to leave that company because I wanted to work at UPS for the benefits. Started my own business. I realized the amount of money UPS driver made. I sold my business, and here I am 22 years later. So it's definitely was a good decision on my part, and I don't know. I mean, if you want to apply ups.com.
The union is not going to be able to do
no.
anything. The layoffs are coming. How's your 10, 20 years of UPS transferable in skill? Worst job market we've had. AI is taking all the jobs, and you want to hold on to. I understand your sweat equity is super high. It's a tough job, but are your skills transferable?
Good
And I'm sitting here
question.
just scrolling through my timeline. I'm seeing
Good
all
question.
these UPS employees talking about this voluntary buyout that UPS is offering them as they downsize. $1,800 per year of service. You know, it's not horrible. It's better than nothing, but it's not that great when you've been putting your all into a company. You know, they got to be a bad feeling to be there, you know, dedicating all your energy, your time and effort, your family trust, everything into this company, thinking your job is secure. I'm like this right here, $1,800 per year of service. That's all you think of me when the times get bad. That's all you think of me when the times get bad. If that's all you think of me when times get bad, that's still all you're gonna think of me when things pick back up. I've never been a UPS driver. I don't know what kind of skill set you pick up while driving and delivering packages. I don't know what all go into it. I've never driven your miles or walked in your shoes, so to speak. You know what? If I was there, I don't care if I had 10 years in. Give me my $18,000, I'm gone. Their retirement plan to have something called a Pure 80 retirement plan. Forget that. Why these law enforcement agencies picking up? I would get my $18,000 or whatever I qualify to walk away with, and I would go into law enforcement. I would go into law enforcement with my payout they gave me. Budget.
All right, look, I'm gonna try to make this video quick and get to the point here, because I've already tried recording this and I ramble on for like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 minutes. No one's gonna fucking listen that long. So here we go. Number one, UPS is offering us full-time drivers buyouts to bail. Get out of here. Here's some money. You can leave instead of firing everyone. I'm gonna take that shit, bro. Take that. It doesn't make any sense for most people, right? If you've been here for like 0 to 12 to 15 years even, like, it doesn't make sense for you, because it's not going to be enough money to make it worth like what you would make for the rest of your career, you know? So for most people, no. Unless you're someone that already wants to leave. UPS is a great job. We make good money. We have great health benefits. I understand all that, for sure. Fuck yeah. Unless you're someone that wants a little bit more out of your life than just that, than a good, good money. There's a lot out there. I know the grass isn't always greener. I completely understand that. I would never just up and leave a career to pursue an unknown. I'm not that guy, because I got, a family, I got a wife and kids at home. But this could be an opportunity that if you wanted to leave already, at least you get some money out of it. You didn't want to sit here and do this job for the next 30 years. I don't think I do. It beats you up. Work-life balance sucks. You're hardly home. It's hot as shit outside, and it's hot as hell out here in Houston, bro. It's brutal, man. So if you are someone that really wants to leave already, take that shit. Get out of here, man. Go pursue your dreams. At least get some money out of it. I don't even know if they're gonna really go through this anyway, because the union's fighting them like tooth and nail, bro, about it. But we'll see, man. There's a lot of unknowns happening, but we'll ride it out and see what happens. At least give me some numbers. Give me some numbers so I can think a little bit more about it, Right now, it's just like, maybe they're gonna do it. We don't know. But everything's going automated, bro. They're trying to get rid of everybody. It's crazy. It is crazy. They want to get everything's AI. Everything's going automated, automatic trucks, automated this, automated freaking delivery people, robots delivering packages. Like, they want it all automated. I mean, I get it. We're adapting. It's part of just where we're going with things, but whoo, baby. I'm just gonna be a full-time TikToker, bro. Why not? I'll just wear a little UPS shirt every now and then. What do y'all think, man? Let me know.
So I finally got my UPS buyout. UPS is essentially offering me 15 grand to quit, and that's it, you know, leave UPS. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't even need 15 grand. UPS helped me fake my death, right? A one-way ticket, first class to Thailand, and that's it. No more rent, no more mortgage, no more family. I'm out of here.
That last one was funny. So if you don't know, the severance package includes $1,800 a year for the year of service with a minimum payout of $10,000. So that means that, you know, if a person is there, let's say 5 years, you know, they're probably going to cut you a check for 10,000, or if you were there for 27 years, that could be close to $50,000, you know. So they're not just divvying out small change. So people will hear, okay, they're giving them $1,800. No, like this guy said in the last video, they offered him 15,000, you know. $15,000 in the right hands, you know, could be life changing for somebody. But hey, you know what? Look at your own situation, do your own research, kind of thing, you know. So I looked online to see what that letter looks like, and this is what it looks like, you know. So, you know, 1,800 times 27, that's like 48, a little above 48, close to $50,000 payout, you know. 5 years, you know, that's like $9,000, $10,000, you know. So this is why people are kind of on the fence as to what to do, what not to do. Should I leave? Should I stay? Kind of thing. But UPS is a very good job, you know, and for those that have built a career out of it, they got a lot to consider, especially with the fact that they're unionized, you know. I particularly work for a company now that's not unionized, so it's a whole nother different thing. But when you include the union in it, you know, that's a whole nother different level of negotiations, you know. So, you know, my heart goes out for them, mainly because this is a tight situation. So let me ask you this, you know, if you work for UPS, you know, would you take the payout? You know, would you take the money and run? You know, what would you do? You know, and my second question is, if this can happen to UPS, given that Amazon pretty much put them in the bind because Amazon was a huge account for UPS, you know, UPS is thinking about their survival. If this came to your company, where your company is trying to go in automated, they're getting robots, you know, like as a truck driver, you know, I'm always thinking in the back of my mind, what if my company, you know, heavily invest in self-driving trucks? What would I do? So my question to you is, you know, tell me in the comments, what would you do? You know, what would you do if your job was up for grabs? Your job was, you know, on the chopping block like these people are. So hey, listen, if you like this reaction video, man, it's just a video for us to get informed, to really pray for these people, man, because when somebody has to make a life change that affects their job, man, that is a huge decision. Maybe easier for some, harder for others, but nevertheless, it's a difficult decision. So hey, this is Working Class Rich. This is the channel where I teach you how to think better than the rest, because we want to always anticipate these type of things happen. We want to anticipate changes in the marketplace that would affect our jobs, affect our money, but we got to already be thinking it. You understand what I'm saying? So listen, if you like this type of comment, subscribe, like, share it. When you share it, the algorithm starts to spread me to more people because I'm trying to affect your thinking. Because the biggest thing I hate when it comes to working class, middle class people is when situations like this right here catch you off guard. And the only thing you can do is sit back and consider what you're going to do versus being in a position that whether you take the money or not, you already are set up. So the job is no hindrance to you, you know. So that may not be your case. And I'm not insulting your intelligence. I just always like to teach things that help us to look a little further, think a little better, because this is your life you're dealing with. And you don't want to get rich slow. You want to get rich quick because you are not working for free. But hey, I'll see you next time in the next video. This is Starsky Inspires.
I ain't working for free. Yeah, I'm trying to get rich.